Good morning, everybody. It is 5:20 a.m. This is my first official YouTube intro video. It's a little chilly this morning. We're heading to the Marsh. Decided to make these videos not really to show anybody how to fish, because I'm in no position to tell anybody how or what to use a fish. I just come across a lot of amazing sites in the Marsh that I'd like to share with other people, whether it be schools, whether it just be cast after cast, non-stop sight casting, but just want to show you what I use and the sites that I come across there in the Marsh and where I go. So we'll be at the Marsh here in a little bit, get everything loaded up and head out solo, and be there soon. Okay. All right, fellas, we're at an undisclosed location, my favorite redfish spot. Shit, this is my only spot, but look at that redfish right there, right? Okay, but we're going to this giant school, probably the biggest school I've ever seen back here. Pelicans are on it. Oh, so many birds were just over there right now, but it's unreal. You can see little tails popping up here. There's oyster right here, so I don't really like fucking around here. Look, there's a tail right there, but because they tend to cut you off running through that oyster and stuff. Oh, look, you can see the oyster right there. But they're always stacked right there. It's a good spot too. But right over here, oh man, we're about to get into the thick of them, fellas. Nice school coming this way along the bank. We're gonna stop right here. All right, fellas, ready for that sound? Look at that. That's beautiful. All right, ready, river slug? Let's get it done. I didn't like it. Those are some big ones. Oh, those are big reds. There we go. Oh yeah. Whoo, that's a donkey. Oh, big tail. Come on, guy. Now you got some weight on you. As long as my little school stays right there, I'm happy. Ain't keeping no fish today, just strictly sport. Let's see, he looks pretty big. We'll see how big he is here shortly. They all look pretty good size in that school. That's probably one of the nicest schools I've seen back here. Usually it's a school of like right at slot, but man, all those guys over there right there just were massive. I hope they don't push out that gut right there towards the bay. I don't think they will. I like to stay back here, but they'll probably run up this shoreline and then I can come around and bring them back this way. Come on, fella. Come on, big guy. He's gonna run under the boat too when he gets here.
he would get stuck by my freaking pole. Oh yeah, hefty red. Look at that hook set. That's a beautiful red right there. Come on, dude. There we go, right there. Look at that. If that isn't one that'll get your heart pumping in the morning. Whoo! Look at that big guy right there. Whoo! There we go. River slugs. Look at that hook set right in the corner of the mouth. Big old red. That's, man, let me see. That's tournament boy right there, looks like. Oh! Look at that. That's right at almost at 28. Just a little short, probably 27 3/4. Let's see how much he weighs, but man, this would be the perfect red for a tournament here. What is that? $7 pounds. Oh, almost 8 pounds. Little right under 8. Beautiful red. Beautiful red. Alright, I hope I got that on footage. If not, I'm gonna be a little upset. But that was fun. Nonetheless, 27 3/4, almost at 8 pounds. Right at about a good tournament fish that you would want. But we got our friends right here. These birds pushing the school back towards us, so we don't have to make such a far trip down here. They were getting a pretty ways down there, and I was like, gosh, I'm gonna have to make some catch up. And I can't turn the motor on to catch up because I risk scaring them, so got a paddle. This bird's pushing a couple. It looks like a little pod this way, but I'm waiting on that bigger school right there in the back. And we're gonna attack it and attack it. Ooh, maybe I can get a good footage, some good footage of them running through me, because it looks like they might be coming right at me. I'm gonna go ahead and stake ourselves down. There was one single one just here just a while ago. There he is. Alright, we're gonna stake ourselves down, get ready to make our move. Coming this way. Ooh, that's a big one too. Big reds in there. School of biggies. River slug, beautiful morning. Let them get a little closer. Little mud ball, something. Red just passed me right there. They're circling right there. Come a little closer. Ooh, big reds. Let's see, I think we can get them from there. Nope, didn't want. They're in a pretty tight little pod. Big ones though, look at that. Look how close. I'm gonna let them get real close before I cast. Look at that, swimming just right towards me. There it is. Ooh. Oh, he feels like another big one. Man, that is a school of upper slot reds for sure. Every one of them look decent size. I'm pushing this way. I tell you what, oh, that's a big mud boil right there. That's a good size red. These river slung lures right here, that core shot really helps with these redfish, man. I mean, this is probably my, compared to, this is my second trip with this same lure, so, and I caught probably 6 reds the last time. I've caught 1 big one this morning, but lost 2 other bites. So man, with a good amount of 8 bites somewhere on there with this lure, if not probably more, because I have missed a couple other times. I'm still using the same lure and it doesn't look beat up at all. So really enjoying these. Man, couldn't beat this morning. Beautiful sun, flat day, no high winds. Crossing that bay was pretty easy. Come back here to pods of redfish still behind me back there. Wanted to go for some trout this morning, but I know winds are picking up later, so I didn't want to risk being out there in the middle of the bay on the reefs and having to fight the wind coming back. So I just decided to play it safe. I heard a lot of action going on back here when I got to the mouth of it, and I was like, oh yeah, they're here. So just came here and decided to have some fun. Man, this guy's a big one. It's one of those days where you wish you're on fish like that when you're in the tournament. Nothing but solid upper slots. Yeah. Come on, big boy. You're done. You're done. Yeah, you're done. Come on. Look at that. Man, fellas, that would be number 2 I would be keeping on the stringer to turn in. That feels like another 8, close to 8 pounder. Man, beautiful red. Let's see. Oh, come on, guy. Come on. We'll let you go. Yeah, he's right at 27. Man, let's see how big he is. This one's right at 7 pounds. So 7-pound fish. That other one was a 7 3/4. I mean, I'd have probably kept him and then traded up, but man, what a day. Man, after the second big boy, big old Marsh donkey, we're still holding up. So let's see if we can find that school again. I want to play this like if I was in a tournament and see. Because man, I would be, I don't even want to play it as if I was doing a tournament, because it'd be kind of unfair. Because of how, I mean, it's hard to find schools like that. But man, like I said, I'm usually on schools back here of like, you know what I mean, every once in a while I might catch a bull red, you know what I mean, but he's cruising solo. But the schools back here are usually anywhere from 20 to most I've ever seen, like 24, maybe 25. But usually that's, I mean, about generally the size of the schools I see back here most of the time. And every once in a while I'll get a school like how we're chasing. I gotta chase the school back over here, where man, they are just, every single fish I saw in there had a huge head, huge tail. Like they're moving, they're big. And when they thump that thing and take off, man, you can tell it's a big fish. So probably one of the best days out here. I'm gonna catch up to this school on this point over here, and then we'll get back to you, see what we're doing. All right, so these guys were moving a little too fast for me, so I went ahead and kicked on the motor. They're about right there on 1 o'clock. I'm gonna come around, kind of pinch them in that little cove right there. And we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna try and get real close, or let them come like right up on me this time. See if we can get a good video of one maybe taking it in, biting down on it. We'll see. But I know it gets a little shallow up here, so I hope we can get past them, come around. Man, I see a lot of birds working right there too. Look like there could be another school over there. Alright, that's it right here is good. No, there we go. That was him. Oh, oh yeah. We got him. Come on, big guy. Let's see where we'd be at with this third fish. Let's see where it would put us. He seems like he's got some weight to him. He's not making a run yet, so let's see. The other one's made a pretty good run off. You knew they was gonna be big. And that school's pushing back in. Wish it was pushing out. A lot of bait back here. Now he wants to do a little running. Oh yeah, he's another upper slaughter for sure. Come on, buddy. That would have been all she wrote, fellas. I think we'd have been going home with a check today if we could have managed to find a tournament. That's another upper slot. He might be right at 28, sorry. It might be a little over. Look at that guy. Blah. Let's see. Big old meaty dude. Let's get my rod fixed up here. Let's get that out of the way. See how big you are. Ooh, still got some fight in him. On the 0, right at 27 also. Man, that would have been a hell of a day. Let's see here. Yeah, right at 7 pounds. Another 7-pounder. Man, that was beautiful. Good hook set. Look at that, still getting it done. These monster fish. fellas, so we are back at the house. We're getting all our gear cleaned up and put away, lures put back where they go, just getting all the mess, you know what I mean, sorted out. So I just wanted to give you a recap over the weekend, you know what I mean, kind of let you know, what we were using, kind of what we were looking for, what we saw, and then kind of what we're gonna go through as the months get colder. So first off, we are going to show you what we were using this past weekend right here, and that is going to be the Thumper swim bait by River Sloan, paired up with a 3/16 ounce jig head by Z-Man. It's a trout eye jig head. These are one of my favorite jig heads to use. You can get these in weedless, which I definitely like to get within the marsh, you know what I mean, fishing in the marsh, because of the fact that, you know, I like to pick reds out of that grass. Sometimes they're not coming out of that grass and they're in there. So this really helps minimize, you know what I mean, getting snagged in that grass. So helps out a lot. And oyster's back there a lot too. And man, that's, if I'm throwing any swim bait back there, it's always weedless. But man, this core shot, I'm telling you, on this lure, I've been very happy with these. This is my second trip with this lure, like I said in the video. And man, 3 7-pounders and 6 other reds, and look at this thing, it's still going strong. I mean, that core shot that they throw inside this thing is, man, makes this a tough lure. I'm still going to be using it, so I'll keep throwing that. So enough about the lure. Let's get into what we saw. So man, as soon as we got there, it was unreal. You could hear blow-ups along the bank. Found one spot that I had to push off because I went in a little too hot and spooked everything out of the way. And then we ended up finding some birds working further down. Made it over there, and man, what a sight to behold. Just, you know what I mean, a big school of just upper slot reds. I normally don't see that there. Normally it's like a school of just, you mean, right at slot, and they're usually everywhere, but like that was one of the bigger schools that I've seen. I think that being with, you know what I mean, November coming around and stuff like that, reds start to push in, get a little bigger coming in. And but we wanted to go to the middle of the bay and go for some trout because it's big trout season coming up and everything. But the winds were just going to be a little high, I was thinking. But as I finished up red fishing, I decided to make that trip to the middle of the bay and fish that oyster. I ended up hooking up to 2 nice trout. Didn't get it on camera though. Ended up losing both of them. And then the winds picked up, and that's when it got a little scary. I ended up having motor troubles out in the middle of the bay on the solo. Luckily, a boat came by, asked if I needed any help. I told him I might. He had some other wade fishermen with him that were waiting. He said he was going to go pick him up, and if I needed help, he'd be back. But we were able to idle back, make it into the river, check our motor. Couldn't figure out what was going on, so we had to just idle back the whole way. And literally about 200 yards from the truck, the motor just started working, no problem. Don't know what happened. I'll have to go through it and see, but man, was that a little hairy. I've never felt like the solo was gonna leave me stranded ever. This was the first time where I felt like, man, you know, I mean, if you're out there on the solo and something goes wrong, you could be kind of effed depending on where you're at. So it just taught me to be a little more aware of what's going on, make sure my motor's right, working good. And but big trout season's coming, so what we'll be doing next is fishing for some big ones with our big trout box. This is our winter box, so we'll try to get on some oyster reefs, do a little more fishing for some trout. There we go. We got some high cotton, a couple of double D lures here, Texas custom lures, and of course corkies. And you always gotta have one big topwater for the winter time, so we're gonna take that out here within a couple of weeks and see if we can get on some good sized trout. I've got more videos coming. I've got a lot of footage of stuff like you're seeing just in this video right here. So this will be my first official YouTube video, and then like I said, we'll just keep pumping out videos after that. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you. All right, so let me rephrase that. I said big trout season is coming. I meant to say big trout season is here. So don't forget,